One of the best things that I have ever done to raise my self-esteem, to feel good about myself, to feel more confident is developing self-discipline. I am not someone who had any discipline in my life. You put a box of cookies in front of me, you look away for 2 seconds, you look back and the box, it's gone and it's somewhere in my stomach. That's the kind of discipline I had. So in this video, I want to show you how you can develop discipline and why it's so important in developing your self-esteem. This is the kind of stuff that I want to talk about. I really genuinely want to help you develop healthy habits on this channel. So if you'd like to support this channel, please go ahead, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you watch the video till the end because it really helps the YouTube algorithm and helps grow my channel. And with that, I want to make a quick announcement as well. The one-on-one consultations with me are open for my program. You can find out all the information down below. And if you want to join my Facebook group where I help all these people develop discipline and healthy habits, you can check that out in the description as well. Now, what is self-discipline? In my definition of self-discipline is having a routine or having certain duties that you do throughout the day which result in a specific outcome. So for example, if you want to lose weight, you know every single day you have to go to the gym and eat right. That is part of your discipline. Now, where a lot of us falter is when we have a big goal, right? Well, you want to lose weight or you want to start a business or you want to do big things in life. We wait on these magical two words, one of which is called motivation and the other thing is called inspiration, okay? And what happens with these words is they're temporary. They come and they go. You feel motivated one day, you don't feel motivated the next day. You feel inspired one day, you don't feel inspired the next day. So we wait for these feelings to come. They arrive. We put in action. We do whatever we had to do that day because we're feeling motivated. But when tomorrow arrives and we no longer have that motivation, we no longer have that inspiration, we no longer do that thing, we fall off the wagon, and we no longer deliver on the promise that we made to ourselves. I'm going to share a quick story with you. Every single time that I made a goal, there's a very, very good chance of me quitting. I've tried to quit my addiction to my phone. You can check out a video on how I did that on my channel. And prior to doing that, I failed miserably time and time again. And same thing with trying to quit sugar, same thing with trying to meditate every single day. Every single time, I would try to tell myself, okay, this time I'm going to do it. This time I'm going to do it. Always. I would always find an excuse. I would always find some reason not to do it, and I would hop off the wagon time and time again for years, for my entire life. I feel like most people in the world operate under that way as well, especially around the New Year resolution time, right? Everyone makes a New Year resolution. The first week, everyone's great, but around week 2, no one cares. Everyone forgets. They move on. Life goes right back to normal because guess what? Motivation has died out. Inspiration has died out. You know what doesn't die out? Discipline. That's what I learned, okay? So every single time I was failing on these challenges, I kept realizing I did not have a system. I did not have a structure. I did not have a way of following a step-by-step process where I could overcome these goals. And in 2020, I discovered that process finally, and the process was called developing discipline, right? And that's why I've been able to have completely quit caffeine, completely quit meat, completely quit eggs, completely quit dairy, milk, cheese, all those kinds of things, you name it. A couple of bad other habits that I'd rather not mention. And a lot of other things I've been able to quit out of my life, things that I didn't know I could even do on their own, like things like sugar, things like meat. I didn't know I could quit that even for 30 days, let alone on top of each other together for more than a year. I've lost 32 pounds. I've woken up at 4 in the morning for 6 months straight. I've taken cold showers every single day. You name it, and I've done it. And it all comes down to one single thing, and that is developing discipline. Now, what does developing discipline have to do with developing your self-esteem? Here's the thing. If you had a friend of yours who made you a promise, and every single time they made you a promise, they broke the promise. So he said, hey, tomorrow I'm going to give you your $500 back, and he doesn't do it. And the day after, hey, today I'm going to give you your $500 back, and he doesn't do it. Every single time they make you a promise and they break the promise, what happens? You don't trust that person anymore because every time they make you a promise, they break it, and you know that. Now, I want you to think about when you do this to yourself. You make yourself a promise. You'll say, I'm going to diet. I'm going to work out. I'm going to start a business. I'm going to start making YouTube videos. I'm going to start marketing myself. I'm going to get off my ass and go for a walk. And then you break the promise. And then you don't do it. And then you don't do it again. And then you don't do it again. What does that tell your brain? It tells your brain it shouldn't trust you. Because every single time that you make a promise, you break the promise. So what happens? Every single time you set a goal for yourself, your mind is going to dig back and look for reference experience or experience from the past. And it will find all this experience of you not delivering on your discipline, you not delivering on your promises, and therefore it will project that into the future, saying, hey, why should we set a goal in the future when we fail every single time in the past? Or if we set a goal now, we'll just do it for like a day or 2 days and it's not going to work. Might as well continue doing what we're doing. So what you're doing is, by making a promise, breaking a promise, making a promise, breaking a promise to yourself, you're building a track record of failure and building a track record of not delivering on your word. When you do that year after year after year for 5 years, 10 years, most of us do this entire lives, you develop a character where you no longer trust yourself. You don't trust what you set your mind to, you don't trust your abilities, and you don't trust that you're going to follow the promises that you make to yourself. It's a very, very vicious cycle that I fell under. I kept making promises and kept not delivering it. And I kept waiting for something to happen, inspiration, motivation, and again, they'll push you for a day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, but that's it. Then you're on your own. Then you got to do all the things by yourself, right? Now, when you develop discipline, this is where it just changes the game. Discipline is sticking and committing to daily activities regardless of your mindset, regardless of the external stimuli. So for me right now, what I'm doing is I want to work out every single day for 30 days. And most likely it's going to turn into a lot more than 30 days. And you can see all of my posts in the Facebook group if you check it out. Every single day, I make myself accountable. I have to post a video of myself running in the group so they know. So I run for an hour and then I go to the gym afterwards. So I'm working out 2 hours every single day. Why? Because I made that commitment every single day. At 8 p.m., I'm going to leave the house and I'm going to run for an hour. At 9 p.m., I'm going to go to the gym. It is in my calendar. There is nothing around that because I have committed to it. And eventually, it becomes something like brushing my teeth. I wake up in the morning. I don't have to think about it. I don't have to convince myself. I don't have to negotiate. I don't have to debate whether I should do it. I just do it because it's part of my routine. I don't have to think about it. This is where a lot of us falter, okay? We have something we really want to do, but there's no time in the day set for it. There's no specific time and place to do that activity, right? So we try to fit it in as a last priority. And I used to do this with meditation, where I would go through the whole day and right at the end before I'm about to sleep, okay, I'll meditate. And I will meditate when I'm completely sleepy, completely tired because it's at the bottom of my priority list. There wasn't a fixed time scheduled in for my meditation. So you have to find something that's important enough for you to do so you develop the discipline and you develop a specific time. If you think I'm going to work out, what time am I going to work out? At what days am I going to work out? We talk about a contingency plan. What will you do if things inevitably don't go your way? If, say, it's snowing outside and your car breaks down halfway to the gym, what are you going to do then? You need to have a backup plan. And I talk about this in quite a lot of detail. You can check out my video about how to set your goals for the new year. I go into a whole hour-long instructions about how to set your goals. When you do this, when you commit to 30 days, and by the way, 30 days is not a long time, and you really have to commit, and you have to tell people around you that you've committed so they respect your commitment. A lot of people that I work with, a lot of my clients are like, I want to quit sugar, but my neighbor brought in sugary treats. Or I want to work out, but my friend showed up at 4 o'clock or something like that. Listen, you got to tell people around you what you're doing and you got to ask them to respect what you're doing. If you can't stand your ground, if this is not that important to you, then why bother? Why bother changing anything? Why don't you just continue doing what you're doing, right? I'm not here to tell you should start doing something to improve your life. If you want to do it, then there's a certain structure, a certain discipline that you need to develop in your life. Now, suppose that you do develop discipline, okay? You've committed to 30 days. Every single day, you deliver, you deliver, you deliver. You win, you win, you win. I'm going to work out at 8. I worked out at 8. I'm going to meditate at 2 p.m. I meditated at 2 p.m. I'm not going to have any sugar today. I didn't have any sugar today. Every single day, I have a calendar on my wall over there, and every single day, I mark an X on that calendar. Every single day, that's a win in my head. What happens to your brain when you build a reference of wins, a reference of delivering on your promise? Every single time you set your mind to something, you deliver. Every single time you promise yourself you're going to do something, you deliver. What does your brain do now? It makes a connection that every single time you set your mind to something, you make it happen, okay? Because you can control the output. You can control what you do. You can't control the result. Like, for example, if I want to lose weight, I can't control how much weight I'll lose by the end of the month. Yeah, I could have some idea of it, but I don't know exactly. I can't just say I want to lose 20 pounds by the end of the month, right? That's going to be pretty difficult for me to do. But instead, what I can do is make sure every single day I'm doing what I can to put myself out there. If you're a business person, you're trying to look for clients, you can't guarantee how many clients are going to come and sign up for your service. But what you can guarantee is how many people you are reaching out to, how many people that you are contacting. And this is what I talk about in my program as well. More information about that in the description. You can control your output. What are you doing? As long as you're doing that every single day, your brain will start trusting you, respecting you, because you are a person of their word. You make a promise and you deliver on that promise. You do that over and over and over and over and over again. You build this strong personality of someone who commits and goes and gets that thing. How many people do you know who do that, who set their mind to something and do it? Probably very few. And if you know those people, you probably know they're very successful too, right? Most of us get lost in the idea and execution, and in the middle you have, I'll try, I'll think about it, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it day after. We never get from idea to execution. I want you to be that person. I want you to commit 30 days to whatever one habit you want to do. If you want more support and accountability, check out our Facebook group. It's full of people who are trying to better themselves and really trying to change their lives. And we have a whole accountability set up there where every single day you have to show up and make a post in the Facebook group. Otherwise, you're out, because I don't know if you're following the protocol, right? So once you develop discipline in your life, you no longer have to talk to yourself and negotiate whether you should do something. You don't have to think about it. If it's 8 o'clock and you got to go out for a run and it's raining and snowing outside, you don't get to negotiate with yourself, because you already know, I committed to 8 o'clock. Don't be that person who makes a promise and breaks the promise over and over again, because that's the fastest way you will lose trust with yourself, okay? So this is what I want you to do. If you want to feel really good about yourself, if you want to develop your confidence, be someone who delivers. Be someone who's a person of their word. Make specific promises in your life to yourself and go out there and show yourself you can deliver on those promises. That is the fastest way for you to develop self-esteem and develop wins every single day, okay? That's what I want you to do. Go join the Facebook group. If you are an entrepreneur and you're having trouble believing in yourself to start your own business and finally put a deadline on when you start and when you want to start making money, that's something I can help you out with as well. Again, more information on that in the description. Guys, I hope you found this valuable. If you did, please do support the channel. I'm trying to grow this as much as I can. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with anyone who might find it useful. I will see you in the next one. Take care.